Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Today's coffee is hot. This morning's coffee is hot. I've already had my tea. I do not drink Lipton, so I will not sip tea with the rest of you. But listen, I have been wanting to do a review on growing up hip hop since the first season. It's just that I don't do reviews, and so I have been wanting to do this review. The reason why I'm doing this review today, one of the top reason is because of Miss Deb. Because when I first saw the appearance, it wasn't even an appearance, it was the appearance of Brendan as your son, Miss Deb. I did crack a couple of jokes on you. And Miss Deb, I have to apologize. Yeah, because you even were wanting or willing to have a sit down with me. And the fact that I cracked a couple of jokes on you based on that I thought Brendan was your actual birth son that you raised. There is a difference between a son, but a human that you raised from the vagina canal up is a different thing, you know what I mean? So for those couple of jokes, Miss Deb. Oh, Miss Deb, the personality that you call Brendan has many different personalities, and I have to say, Miss Deb, you're a woman. Miss Deb stepped in there and stopped all these personalities before they could take over growing up hip-hop. My God, it ain't the Brendan show. Do you know how many different Brendans we were about to see? Do you know how many different Brendans you were about to meet? On account of Brendan, Brendan introduces us to his psychotherapist. Okay, let me start. Okay. I know Miss Deb would not like me to laugh. Because Miss Deb, what I did learn, I was supposed to do a consulting session with Miss Deb since last year or a year and a half ago. And I have neglected it because I needed something. And with this last episode, I feel like I sat down and actually got that consulting session, Miss Deb. And this is why I did, the jokes. They were just jokes. But I don't think you would want me to laugh at Brent. I'm a comedian. Hey, you wouldn't. I mean, it's part of the comedic effect. Brendan is no longer a child. He's no longer somebody's child. He's a grown adult male that was sucking you dry. He was about to suck you some more, and you said, hold up. Hold up. Wait a minute. Yeah, Brendan was getting ready to bring out Brendan was getting ready to bring out all his personalities. And it was nice to meet your psychotherapist. Miss Deb Deb calls it the drama. That's exactly what it was about to be. Yo, there is the Brendan that is the victim. But there's the Brendan show. And then there's the abusive kid. Within the Brendan show, you are about to see another type of Brendan because Brendan was about to flip shit on you, Miss Deb. He was about to act like he wasn't picking up his call and stuff like that. And Miss Deb is a true woman. Miss Deb came in and shut that drama down. And it's the same drama that we see So-So drag So-So into. It's always some drama with these males and their personalities. He ain't a kid, so comedy's open. Yo, I watched a recent clip of Bernie Mac going in on his kids. Yo, that's war comedy. Yo, I don't know who's more war. And now, I did see that clip years and years ago, but back then I wasn't a comedian. And now as a comedian that I saw that clip of Bernie Mac, I'm like, dog, he's more war than I could ever get. That's a comedian. It's the Brendan show. No, Miss Deb shut it down. That's what Miss Deb did. Miss Deb brought you in where you could have been useful. You could have been an arm to her, but then you wanted to flap your wings. Boy, you don't have wings. And yeah, I would remember cracking a joke, calling him like one of Miss Deb's ungrateful bastards. That's what he was acting like. Little ungrateful bastard. And Miss Deb shut that drama down. On the sad part of life, now that we've dealt with the comedy, let's go down to the tragedy. What does it mean growing up hip-hop? What does it mean? Because we can see the tragedy of love. I've been wanting to do a review of love in hip-hop because of Ayana. Ayana, where's your mama? Ooh, that's a heavy. Like, when I was little, my grandma would give me these cod liver oil. Oh my God, these would be the worst moments of my childhood. And she would be coming with that spoon. And it's that heavy. Ooh, it's that heavy. Spoonful of cod liver oil. Ooh, have you ever had that when you were a child? I mean, my grandma would give me a lot of things when I was young. A lot. One of the other heavy, it'd be that Sur City. Any of y'all ever had that Sur City every day when you was growing up? Oh, to the point where it became like wine and you could just love the taste of that. But not that cod liver oil. That cod liver oil you can never. So, Ayana is that heavy. It's like somebody giving you 2 spoons back to back. Whoa, even though that last spoon is in your mouth, you can still taste that. And you can't get used to the next spoon. Even though last year you gave me the tragedy, Ayana. And I just couldn't swallow. Oh my God! Molière was correct. Comedy, tragedy, what's the difference? People, YouTube, world, look. The world can look through YouTube. The world can look through VH1. This is laughter. Why do I laugh at my comedy more than you? I don't know who the daddy is, but I feel, where is the mama? the dad. I feel so bad for the dad. As a parent, I feel so bad for you, Dad. Wow, Dad. I don't know who the dad is. I'm not into that world like that. Which is why I can really speak to this parent, the dad. I can see that you tried so hard. But at each time, she breaks your freaking wrist. She didn't break your hands, Daddy. Yeah, she broke your fucking wrist. She stomped on your scrotum and dispersed your sperm cells all over. They were scattered all over VH1's lenses. Wow, dear. That's a daddy. It's not mommy. Where's mommy, dearest? Because it's not daddy, dearest. Daddy tried so hard. And you know what? If you didn't show up, Dad, she wouldn't go through with the bullshit. All Ayana wanted. Is it Ayana or is it Ayana? And where is the tragedy? Here it is. All this girl ever wanted was to have a woman take care of her. A mother to take care of her. Just a mother. Like, she didn't seem like she was breastfed. She don't feel like she ever had a mother hold her in the bosom and hold her. You know how you hold your baby and you just keep walking around with your baby all day. And people are like, put that baby down. And she don't seem like she had that situation where people were begging her mama to put her down. It felt like her mama just put her down. And all she wanted was to feel somebody to love her and take care of her. And she wanted proof of that in her dumb, unreasonable logic. No logic, but it was just such lack of reason, such lack of logic, the way she went about it, such emotional scatter. Why didn't Brendan share with this girl, the psychotherapist? And you call yourself a bloody friend, Brendan. Oh, Ayana. It's all about dragging the dad. It's all about dragging him, this male figure. It's all about dragging him. And finally, she's in a dimension where she can tap into a little bit of truth. And she says, why did you let me go through a lot of emotional pain. A little girl wanting love, and she's looking for this motherly love. And the dad is trying to stand his ground. Golly, I don't know who this guy is. He's cute. But who is he? I don't know. He is type of cute, but you can see that he's manly authority. And I shouldn't say cute, he's handsome. You can see that his manhood, his authority. This little girl, she chooses opportunity to jump on his scrotum and scatter his fucking sperm cells all over VH1's lenses. It ain't fair to the father. But the father should have stood his ground. People like me would be standing with you because we wanted that when she came out of, that should have happened beforehand, and it was about to happen. And here, you waltz in on here like a little girly pal of hers. You're not a girly pal of hers. I was gonna call your daughter a little bitch, but for the sake that we might one day have real good tea together, I won't. But that little girl, which is what we call them in Georgia. In Georgia, we say little girl. That little girl doesn't respect your manhood. She tries every opportunity to drag the daddy. When the daddy came in that moment, the daddy said, "Doctor, I have bad news. She won't do it." The fact that he said she won't, she stood up and said, "I will." Had he not been there, she would have made the decision herself. "I won't." Is it you who love her so much that you enable a self-mutilator, someone who doesn't even have the courage to cut her own self? She has to beg a doctor, quite a handsome doctor. She has to beg another licensed criminal, the handsome doctor, to cut her. Because she doesn't have the courage to say, "You know what, breast, you are too freaking big. I'm going to cut a piece of you, bitch. Cut a piece of you today. Today we're going to have it, me and you. Me and you, we're going to have it." She didn't have the courage to do that. That's not the type of girl you raise. You've been enabling a coward. I don't know what just happened. But Daddy-O, you've been enabling a coward. That's what you've been doing. You've been enabling this coward. And it's not kept quietly. It's not quiet as it's kept. It's not about. Like, the people say cliches. The people say words they don't mean. For the people, those words are just cliches. Those words are just things they say, but they do not live by them. The reason why I have been wanting to do a review of this growing up hip-hop debacle is because of that Ayana girl. Little girl. And the daddy enables. But all she wants to do is drag the daddy in the drama. The little girl has not lifted 5 pounds a day. If the little girl would just take 5 pounds a day and go like this every day and go like this. "Good morning, my queen sister. Good morning, Nicole Reloaded. How are ya?" This morning, Nicole Reloaded, we are talking about growing up hip-hop. And the comedy was just about Brendan. And now we go into the tragedy of Ayana. I don't know who her daddy is. I know they say he's a DJ, but I don't remember his name. But that little girl, she drags the daddy on every opportunity. At every occasion, she drags the daddy. And she disrespects his manhood. And where is her mama? Where is this little girl's mama? Like, for this little girl, it's all about the love that she never had. And she's trying to grab onto it, trying to be hard, but also doing everything she can to be labeled weird. She gets off if somebody says, "You're a weirdo." That would make her life. If I were to say right now, "Ayana, you're a weirdo," that would make her day. You do not understand the type of child you are dealing with when you are dealing with an Ayana. I wish I could remember exactly the name. I'm not trying to be shady with the name, which is why I say it both ways, because my mind cannot grasp it, because I'm not sure the dimensions of where you will go for the drama. We are talking about growing up hip-hop. The little girl, that girl with the big breasts who's about to cut them. Ayana, she's the daughter of a DJ. Ayana. That's who. I don't know her daddy's name. Her daddy's a DJ. So when you are in the emotion of an Ayana, it's like she's doing everything to shock the daddy into this maternal energy that she needs, that love, and she's doing everything. But at the same time, she is like doing everything to be labeled weird. It's like She will say things to make people clap or to make people react. Like she'll say things like, I can't stand kids. But those are things that she will say, not really because she deeply feels it, but because it's just the same superficial reality that she's operating in as the superficial reality as cutting off her own flesh. The little girl never once raised the arms to flap them every day, to get them down. I've seen women, associates, women in my network that I know who had huge boobs, and these women breastfed and their boobs dropped to C's and D cups. They did. I have seen women who just did these every day with the 5-pounders and their breasts dropped to, like, basically what it is with the huge breast is the breast occupies this layer of the body. You see, this layer of the body, this is one of the most, I don't know how I can say it to you women, my friends, my YouTube friends. I don't know how else to make it really count to tell you how important this part of your body is. That whole line from the back on. That whole line is really important to keep moving that line. All the little girl had to do was to reactivate her line. Reactivate them, start moving them. And if she would do that daily, she would start seeing just daily to do that. She would start like to just do these, like push these together. You see these? Push. And when you push these, you can feel the breast. I need to start doing them every day myself. The reason why I haven't started doing them every day is because there is a certain type of food that I need to eat when I start doing them, because I will gain the weight and I want to redirect that weight away from here, but really, like, just to get it away from here. So I would have to start eating a certain type of food and start doing these exercises. Because I don't have her big bosoms. So if I were to start doing it right now, it would just cut up my natural fat right here, and I don't want to do that. So the little girl didn't even take into consideration, and she didn't even show. When the other little girlfriend tried to show her that she could exercise, she came back with some BS. This is a crafty little devil. And he's been enabling this crafty little devil, and I'm wondering, where is the mama? Because it feels as if there wasn't a mama, the way that he enabled the crafty little devil. It feels like he was like making up for something. You know how you're making up for something as a parent? A lot of parents who are women who don't have like who are raising children on their own, a lot of times these women will overshop. They'll buy their children extra stuff because they feel like they have to overcompensate for the lack of daddy. It's like, it feels like, just like that with Ayana, it feels like there is an overcompensation. It feels like there is an overcompensation with the daddy, where the daddy is making up for something and the daddy is enabling this little devil. And I don't understand, because this little girl does everything she can to drag his masculinity. She does everything she can to drag the daddy. She does. And if he didn't show up at this operation room, she would not have gone on with it. When he said, "Doctor, we are not doing it," that's when she stepped in, and she stepped on his scrotum one more time and splashed his cells all over the lenses of VH1's cameras. Like, this little girl, she does everything she can to become labeled weird. Like, she seeks the label weird. She's like, I've never seen anything like it. Someone who's seeking a difference, who's doing everything she can to be labeled different, to be labeled weird. Like, she overdoes it, and the daddy, wow. The best kid on that show is Reginae. Yes, that's the best kid. And now she's a young adult woman. She's a young woman. Reginae is the best young person. Boy, girl, camouflage, undercover, down low, whatever you are on that show, she's the best. She's the best. Reginae is the best. That's my girl. I have always, and that's another reason why I wanted to do a review last year, because I saw people talking crap about Reginae. Reginae's the shit, all right? And the toilet paper, okay? And yeah, I do love Lil Wayne because he's my Haitian blood Creole, New Orleans. Them is my peoples. Yeah, I have bias when it comes to Reginae. That's that my little Creole. The little real New Orleans Creole is not no light-skinned bitch. Watch out. Because they try to take the Creole blood and twist it in New Orleans. Nope. Them is them Creoles, them Reginae, them Lil Waynes, them babies. Just why do you think they call themselves baby? It's only in Haiti you see people calling themselves baby, doing second lines, acting like they do. It's only that bloodline. When people die, we do the second line. We do all of that. That's that Creole. And it's not like in New Orleans they try to destroy the Haitian bloodline. They try to make it seem like you have to be some light-skinned hoe with the coolie hair to be Creole. No. I'm Creole. This is 100% Creole. All right, honey? And you have the darker skinned Creole women. That's Reginae. That's Lil Wayne and their mamas. That's some New Orleans folks. And so I've always loved Reginae. So to me, but outside of the fact that I've always loved her daddy as a performer, because I don't know him as a man, I've always loved his craft. His energy is that Creole energy, like that flow. It's that's that New Orleans gumbo flow. It's that Kalaloo. I'm telling you, it is. When he said that, I'm like, yo, this little boy knows where he comes from. Because he was a little boy when he was saying these things. I would really be loving him. So, but outside of the love I got for Lil Wayne, because I don't judge him on the little things he does, I just feel his craft on the real. But outside of that, you got to look at this young woman, Reginae. This is a together young lady, honey. Bravo. This is a girl who knows herself, honey. Don't play with her, honey. You're going to come in her house, Brendan Barnes. Was you talking about me? Ain't nobody going to try to make nice with you, baby boy. And you can get water thrown at you at that moment, depending on what you say. You can get a little... Reginae, I just love her. I love the way she's aggressive about her family. That's that Creole line. Okay, Reginae, don't play with her little sister. She will get emotional about things like that. She's a woman. Reginae, I love her. People say things about Reginae, like I laugh at the roast. But at the same time, this is a young woman who deserves congratulations. She's a young woman who knows herself. She ain't playing with you out there. You see Reginae walk in, shaking that ass. She don't care about you. And what you got to say? But if you talk about her little baby sister, she will break down. Oh, I love that little girl. Well, she's not a little girl anymore. She's a young woman. But I actually do feel love for her as if she was one of my own. She's the most together. Like, I love that young lady. She's a young lady now. Reginae don't play that shit. Yeah. But no matter what you say about her, I'm still going to love her because she has her personality. She has character. She stands her ground. And she's not going to let no little boy like Brendan come and overstep their boundaries and step on her femininity. Talk about how what her friend got on. Stay in your lane. What you be? Who you be? Somebody trying to give you good advice, Brendan, and telling you to stay in your lane, but because your psychotherapist then said you take offense to it. You want to challenge women on womanhood levels. Like, give us your name having that shit with you. Get out of here, little boy. You a farce. You're just a multiple of division. You're a division. You're a division. That's what you are in the logic, in the mathematical world. You're a fucking division. Nobody has solved. Where is the fucking quotient to Brendan? So yeah, I love me some Reginae. No matter what she does, I just love her. It just thinks that's just some people you love, and it's a shame because a lot of us, we don't understand what love is. When you really love somebody, you actually just love them no matter what. And it doesn't mean that you're tolerant of their bullshit. Now, wait a minute. But Reginae hasn't done nothing that's bullshit. No, this young woman is together. Y'all trying to, dice into her. Reginae is together, honey. Why do you think they call her Reginae? Why? Is her daddy named Reginald? Is that what Lil Wayne name is, Reggie? Is that what your name is, Reggie? But however, Regine, you know, like, girl, a lot of us women out there, we love you, girl. You ain't playing around with these fools like Brendan. Get out of here, Brendan. All right, and I really like how I don't know her name, but your bestie. I like how she carries herself. You know, I really didn't expect much from Tiny, but I like how her daughter, like, wow, Tiny, you really, I have to say, you know what, girl, you really showed me different. That's what I like. I like people to show me different of what I think of them. Like, and you can see if somebody's different through their children, people. Don't let these bitches fool you. This ain't no Martin Luther King saga where you're looking at the children and the children don't measure up. This is social media time. The children got to measure up. This is your bloodline. People want to run away from their bloodline, from their responsibilities, from their blood lineage responsibility. People want to run away because it's the 21st century, it's USA, but you can't. Not in New Orleans, at least we don't. So, Regine, I like your friend's comportment, you know, and one of these days, you know, I would love to meet you. You're together, young woman, all right? Just together, okay? You can't shake this house. You can't rattle her. But yes, if you did talk about my little sister and I was her age, I probably would in my response to you. Because in my response to you, I would actually measure your cruelty. And that would make me cry. Like, just to measure how cool you were. Because like she says, no babies are ugly, but a couple of few, actually. I haven't seen your baby. I'm gonna go look at it. Look at her in a few. Okay. In my review, my God, last and not least, people, we have another tragedy on our hands. The other tragedy that's not on this season is Angela Simmons. We're not going to talk about this. Well, let's talk a little bit about that tragedy because the tragedy is not on this season. Yo, that's another reason why I wanted to do a review last year. Angela Simmons takes her little sister. And the older sister, what's her name? Vanessa. The older sister, Vanessa, she has somewhat of a conscience. Not conscious, conscience, conscience, with the word science, conscience. She has somewhat of a conscience because we can see in her reflections, her hesitations to throw that little sister under the bus. The little sister, why did you let them? At first, the little sister was standing her grounds, but I don't know if they was offering her some sort of money, whatever. Angela never paid that little sister no mind. Angela appears like a dirty bitch. I mean, Angela appears like a dirty bitch. She appears like the bitch who wakes up and doesn't even brush and just keeps moving around the day, all from yesterday's flavor, all on over her. She appears like that just dirty bitch. And she goes to the gym, and that's when she finally takes the shower. Just appears to be a dirty bitch. That's what she appears to be. That's what Angela appears to be. She appears to be a dirty bitch. So, Angela takes her little sister and brings her little sister to TV. Only she's not ready to see herself in her true colors. You're a nasty bitch. You're a selfish bitch. You denied your sister access to sibling relationship, not just with you, but to an entire family because of your possessiveness to the wrong shit. To what? What were you possessive about? There was enough money to be spread, and there was enough joy. There was enough love. You were just a jealous bitch because that little girl never had a weight problem. She never had a beauty problem. And that's the problem with you. Because that little girl was naturally beautiful. It's always been the problem because she's cute. And you're just handsome. You've always been a handsome baby. You were a handsome baby. Now you're a handsome little girl. You're a handsome gal. You're a handsome woman. So you're a woman who has to work to really be handsome. So that little girl in her little face and she's a cutie pie. She's a cutie pie. She's cute. And you just hated her from the get-go, and your hatred was surfacing to show the real you, bitch. The real you. It's the real you, and you weren't ready, but because you weren't ready, you threw it all on her. You made it seem as if it was her problem, her issue, her. You made it her issue. Another coward bitch, leaning on their daddies. It's like, you know how you become famous by association? These bitches became famous by association. These bitches had to work on their talent. They weren't naturally gifted. These are bitches who worked on their talent, on their beauty, on their presentations, on everything. Because they take the spotlights away from real artists like me. Hell yeah, I got a problem with that shit. When you got a fucking Angela Simmons walking out here, so fucking, yo, this is a bitch. You can see her character through the little reality TV show. And you can see how this is just an egotistic, just selfish, destructive little bitch. How she's so entitled that she would deny that little sister everything. And then for you to invite her to TV and not be ready to face the real person who you really, really are. Okay? Because you're not a real artist. You guys had to work on your crafts. Maybe your Uncle Danny was a real artist. I don't know what your Uncle Danny is right now. Because what you people do is you big up your daughters, your little nieces and your little nephews and your little family members, and you take the shine away from real artists like me. That's what the fuck y'all do. At the Rush galleries, that's what the fuck y'all do. At Danny Simmons gallery, I don't know. Because it's all about his friends and people he knows. It's not about real art, real artists he's willing to give a shot. It's all about what these fuckers know. And when you look into these people and when you're looking into these children, you see how the children carry the deficiencies of their own daddies and uncles and aunties and shit like that. The fame ain't free. The popularity ain't free. The money ain't free. It's not fucking free. People are not healthy. Like, I remember when Russell Simmons first went into that bloody diet. My God, he became like a walking zombie. He looked like because a lot of you don't have close encounters with animals, but you ever have a chicken and the cook that your house cook after your house cook finish plucking the chicken for Sunday dinner. Like we used to have that in my household, and then the people they finish plucking the chicken for Sunday dinner, and the chicken is without feathers, and the chicken is just bare. And this uncle was looking like a bear cock. And if you ever seen a bear cock, honey, so you can see that those are not the people privy to health. They are, and we don't even know if they're going to be able to keep their wealth. So when I saw Angela Simmons throw that little girl under the bus, that cutie pie, and if I were your mother, little cutie pie, I would say, you know what? And this is what the little girl was saying. Forget you. Now you're ready to. And this is what a mother would tell you to say. But you I don't know why you rekindled. If it was Vanessa who dragged you back into it, I don't know. But what you said at first was right. You should have stood your ground. Okay? It's not because of now that they probably offered you a modeling career. Little girl, take it and do what you got to do because you have blood rights. They don't need to offer you nothing. You have blood rights. You can still stand your ground and take what belongs to you. Okay? Yeah, you are right. You don't need to speak to that Angela girl. That Angela girl is twisted, child. She will twist a situation and she twisted. You can see how this little girl is so twisting, manipulative. The way she took the sister and made it seem... I'm talking about Angela Simmons. The way she took her sister and made it seem like the little sister was wrong for not wanting to talk to her. When that little sister, when she was young, all she wanted was for you to be... Nicole Reloaded just asked me who I'm talking about, and I answered her. I said, I'm talking about Angela Simmons. If you don't understand what's going on, I was responding to Nicole Reloaded. Yeah, and she took that little sister and made it seem as if the little sister was wrong, or that little sister didn't want a family, or like that little sister didn't want to be with her, when all along it was that she was standing her ground. Like, how are you going to want to be talking to me now when it's good TV, good camera? But then when I was little and I wanted a sister and you blocked me, not just from you, but from a whole entire family association where I couldn't even come to functions because I was scared of what you would do to me. Because she's cute and Angela is just a handsome. You can tell, like, the mama, what the mama went and did to herself. I saw is that the same Justine? Did the Reverend get a new wife? Nicole. Did Angela Simmons' daddy get a new wife? Because the girls are calling her mother. I don't keep up. The girls are calling that woman mother. That woman that I used to see in the show. What was the show called? Rev House? One House. Whose house? One House. Yeah, one house. Yeah. So the guy Ron, did he get a new wife? Did he marry a new girl? A new woman? Did you see what that is? Because the girls keep calling her mother. That's the same woman that was in that movie, in that TV show, reality TV show, Rev House. That woman's face is totally different. You see what these people do, and they expect their children to come out to the regular people like me. I'm a regular person. I'm not part of the destructive crowd. You have to understand the regular people on YouTube are more numerous than the destructive people on YouTube. So the things that you do in Hollywood, you can't really fly them on YouTube. I believe in the realness of YouTube. It still is going on, but we see a lot of these people, the people with the ego who feel like they belong in the major TV. Like me, I come on YouTube because I know that's my channel. That's where I broadcast. I don't come on YouTube feeling like I belong on major networks. No. I'm a real woman. YouTube is for real people. Yo, I go karaoke. And you see all these freaking people who think of themselves as superstars. First of all, they fucking block the lineup. You can't even sign up because they signed up since last week. You who's a real karaoke singer, because I'm a real karaoke singer. Real karaoke singers, we don't go karaoke because we think we belong on dancing, on twisting the shows on, what are these shows? We don't go karaoke because we think we belong on these network shows. We go karaoke because we know we're going to fuck shit up. And we're gonna just have a ball. Before we karaoke, we have a few drinks. It's our night out. We know we're about to do it the same way we do it in the shower. And it's the same thing that's happening on YouTube. It's the same shit that these people with the egos who feel like they belong on TV, they're coming on YouTube to destroy the realness of YouTube. I don't need you to tell me to watch another homosexual. I can pick whichever homosexuals I can watch. Let me make up my mind on YouTube. I don't need you to recommend another girl pal to me. Another girl who caters to... I don't need that. But we see the YouTube alliances, they want to do the same thing that they do in Hollywood. And this is the same shit that they do in Hollywood. Like when you look at the daughters of the Angela Simmons and the Vanessa Simmons, what are these girls' talent? When they come on reality TV and I'm watching them, girl, I can see that you went to a lot of different courses to become an artist. And I can see that you got your family name backing you down to become an artist, but you're not a real freaking artist. You got good referrals. You got people saying, hey, check out Angela. And if you don't, you may not get the next deal. You may not get the next referral. So it's a business to refer Angela Simmons. It's a business, but it's not because she's a pretty girl, or it's not because she's a pretty girl inside or out. It's because there's a network behind her. So that network takes the shine away from real talent. We're fucking funny people. We're a comedian. We're out here dropping, delivering real comedy. I don't need you to tell me who to watch. I got eyes. This YouTube streets, everybody's skidding down these YouTube streets. And you know what the worst is? It's like a lot of these bitches who feel like they belong on network TV, they'll bump into you, talk about you. If I bump into you on YouTube, I either ignore you or I talk about you. Keep on walking, ignore you. But if I talk about you, I'm not going to act like I'm not talking about you. I'm not going to throw like little things like, oh, let's not talk about each other's bodies. Yeah, I talk about these homosexual scrotums and their penises. They talk about women, and when they talk about women's body parts, they denigrate. They take. So it's like, when you see these little networks and associations, they don't got no logic to them. It's just a business for the network, for the association. So when I watch the Angela Simmons on Growing Up Hip Hop, the Vanessa Simmons, I'm not really watching real people. I'm just watching the creations of networks, the creations of the. These are not real girls. These are just. And because if you really want to look at the real Angela Simmons, she's nothing but a nasty little bitch. Like really, like the little girl, like. If I were that little sister, like that, I really did not like that. That really, like, as a mother, like if you had done that to my daughter, I would come and talk to you in that new Justine. I think that's what your mama name is. I would have to come talk to you in the new Justine, because we see that mama, oh my God, what happened to that mama? Like, anybody ask those questions? What happened to one's wife? And then these people are the same people who go through the tragedy and they cry and they take the personalities of the victims, and they take the personalities of the abused people. Like, Mother Nature is not abusing you. You're abusing yourself. Mother Nature is watching you abuse yourself. Mother Nature is not abusing you. So before I jumped into the Bow Wow, I wanted to jump into the Simmons, because wow, that Angela, ew. That Vanessa, we can see that Vanessa after having her baby and stuff, how she's becoming, like she's trying, like she's really, but that Angela, even after having her baby, we see that Angela, she's becoming like a Rizez, more of a Rizez. Golly, Rizez. Anyhow, with the network of your daddies and your uncles, you still are not a better artist than me. You still are not pretty. You're still a handsome gal sometimes without a makeup. You're just an ugly little girl. You look like your daddy. You're your daddy's son. Yeah, I don't really like the associations of the Simmons, because me as an artist, there were times when I would knock on the Simmons door and ask for shine, and they would close that fucking door. Danny, in your fucking associations, you motherfuckers deny real artist talent so you can big up the friends, the daughters of your homeboy, the daughters of your friend. Like, if you have a gallery, you either have one or you don't. You either are having real artists or you're not. But if you say you have a family association or you have a friend association, people like me won't even knock on your fucking door, sons. So we won't knock on your fucking doors. If you just say it's a family association, we'll see it for what it is, because you have a right to a family association. And that's what these niggas don't get. These niggas have to begin to understand they have a right to family association. You don't have to mask it and call it, make it a public domain or a business. Call it what it is. Your business is a family association. You're not into art like I am. You're not an artist like I am. Okay, let's go back and jump into the loop of the next best tragedy of these growing up hip-hop children. Because when we look at the growing up hip-hop children, and they are showing us the fruit of the hip-hop tree. Because the hip hop tree is very loud. The hip hop tree constantly brags that it's the best tree. But if you're the best tree, I should be able to pick on the fruit and see how good that fruit is, because we judge the tree by the fruit. Because a lot of the people in the USA, they don't have a chance to live with trees. To have an opportunity to live alongside trees is a blessing, because then you can respect another life form without wanting to change it. But when we see these United Stadians, people like me, United Stadians like me, because not only am I an American, I'm a United Stadian. When we see United Stadians like me, who a lot of us, we are not used to watching other life forms happen. So we become Western about it. We want to change them. We want to interfere with their growth. We do the same thing with the animal kingdom. We are not used to living things alone or to letting things be. But for the people who are used to living alongside trees, we understand that you have the type of trees that bear fruits. Those are the barren trees. We have the type of trees that bear fruits. Those are the fruitful trees. So we see the hip-hop tree as the hip-hop tree that manifests and brags how fruitful it is. So when we got a chance to look, let's say the hip-hop tree was a mango tree and we finally got a chance to taste the mango. It's like, yuck. Yo, I have been to situations in the supermarket where I buy mangoes and you cut these bitches open and it's like gray inside these bitches. The mango tree will let you know what type of mangoes. Like me, I grew up around mangoes, dog. Yo, son. Yo, not only did I grow up around mangoes, I grew up around like varieties. Yo, ou gen mango fil, ou gen mango blanc, ou gen mango con, ou gen ti mango ou gen mango miska, ou gen mango francique, ou gen mango mango sapoti, ou gen mango comment ti mango tout petit ti mango con yo gen ti con yo ti mango francique ou gen ti lot yo comme yo. Oh my god. It's so many varieties of mangoes, my nigga. Yo, if you were to begin to sample just one by one the many varieties of mangoes, you would begin to see it's such a delight. And some people eat mangoes differently. Like you have some people where their mangoes are so bad, they'll have to put pepper and salt on it. Some of you Caribbean people, some of you don't produce the best mangoes. Well, your mangoes are so sour, dude. You got to put salt and pepper on it just to eat it. You know your mangoes no good. You're rotten mangoes. I had to crack a little jokes on my Caribbean folks. Because some of y'all don't know what it means not to have good mangoes so much that you got to put salt and pepper on there. But when it comes to a fruit like the hip-hop fruit, let's compare it to a mango tree. Because if a mango tree tells us it's good, how it's going to tell us? By the flowers and all the mangoes on it. Bitch, you bragging? Let me taste a mango. And when you taste a mango, if it's sour, if you cut that mango open and it's all gray, that's not a good mango tree. I'm saying all of this because I'm going to jump into the tragedy of Bow Wow. It's not a good mango tree. If you're able to cut into that mango and the mango is gray, the mango has worms, that's not a good mango tree. I mean, it's okay for one or two mangoes to have worms, but when the majority of the mangoes on that tree are bad, we cut that mango tree down. The fruits of hip hop, when you look at this show, this VH1 show, the Growing Up Hip Hop, and you're looking at what the hip hop produced, the children of these people. If these people are supposed to be somebody for reverence, their children will show you who they are and what they do. Look at the children of Martin Luther King Jr. That's a mango tree we can't even talk about. We're going to let the Europeans revere. We're going to let the niggas revere him. People, you have to understand what it feels like to be a tree. A human is a tree. You can compare yourself. You can use that comparison. You can compare yourself to a tree. Stop taking yourself so lightly to the point where you destroy yourself because you're not thinking of your children as attached to you. First of all, a lot of what the cliches are that what my children do don't reflect on me because my children are grown. Yes, they do. It reflects on the level of morality that you taught your children. It reflects on the level of logic that you spent time. Not their grades in schools, nigga. Your reflection as a parent is not your children's grades in school. Your reflection as a parent is your children's grasp on reality, the type of humans that you develop. You are that tree who is growing up those mangoes. When you're looking at the mango tree and the development of the mango, at first the mango is just but a tiny speck like that shape in here. Like that shape. And it becomes green. And it grows and the mango. So you have to see the development as a human, as the development of that fruit. Humans, we are not the only people who bear fruits into the universe. These United Statians like me, we are thinking we are the only people. We begin to assign the human mathematics values that don't even belong to the human kingdom, to the animal kingdom where the human belongs. Like you United Statians people, you are putting values to this equation that don't even belong in the equation. You are complicating the human beyond complications, which is why life gets hard. Look at the hip-hop tree and what it begots, people. We are not here to measure people out of context. When I judge it, I'm judging within the context of life. Yes, I am judging. You judge me every day. If you wasn't judging me every day, I would be in some island somewhere Okay, and I'm not playing. If you wasn't judging me every day, I would have the right to move and go and please and please and please and please and pop, 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 pop. Like my ancestors did when we run the Americas. When we used to run the Americas, we didn't have restrictions and that, you know. Even my ancestors in what you call now Puerto Rico, like we used to back and forth from Isabela to Port-au-Prince, to Port-au-Spain, to back and forth. It wasn't no restrictions like you judge me just because you judge me out of context. The difference is I judge you within logic, within context. You judge me every day out of context. Even when I bring you good news in the form of logic, good advice in the form of logic, you judge me out of context every day. So I have earned, because of my work in the community and because of my leadership status as an African American leader, I have earned the rights to pass judgment within logic. It's not for the people, the mass, because the mass will never get to logic. It will be the few people who will finally assemble in logic. It's not going to be a whole lot of millions. It's never that way. So we cannot go where we are not faithful to history, where we begin to think of ourselves of things that we cannot do. Like I measure myself within the limits of my doing. I know that I'm only 5'3". I can only hang my coat thus far. If I'm wearing 3-inch heels, I'm 5'6". I can only reach thus far. Okay? So within the context of who we are, we have limitations, but in the United States, the humans, us United Statians, we don't really want to think of our limitations. What we do want to think, we want to make ourselves impossible, limitless, through imagery, through what we call art, but too often we have reality mimicking art, but it should be art mimicking reality, and the reality that art mimics should be flourishing, it should be joyful, it should be wow, dazzling. So not only are these people mimicking this miserable reality, their miserable real life that they abide by, that they choose to live by. Nobody tells you to stay in your situation and not change your ways, not change your mind. And talk about my ancestors were beaten. Do you know what slavery feels like? Dog, who the fuck cares? In the 21st century, that you have to ask me, do I know what slavery looks like, what slavery feels like? At this 21st century, I shouldn't be hearing you whining about, do I know what slavery feels like? If you really truly knows what slavery feels like, you should run away from it. People forget there is logic. If you really know what the burn of a fire feels like, don't you run away from it? Y'all gonna make me think like I'm dumb, like I'm stupid, because I'm staying with logic and I'm not allowing niggas to play my emotional guitar strings recklessly. This is a tune, honey. This is a jazz tune, honey. So you have these people who are talking about how this hip hop is great. Hip hop has created black millionaires and black this and black that. But when you look at the African Americans and you look at the hip hop people, the tree, and you look at their children, these children are some of the most disturbing Negroes on television. Wow. It's like wow, wow, wow. It's not bow wow no more. It's wow, wow. Okay, now I'm going to begin, now that I've set the setting, I'm going to begin to speak about Bow Wow. The first thing I have to do is say, Bow Wow, I don't know. I know that your mother says she's been your manager, but I don't know how good of a mother she's been to you. Me, as far as my son is concerned, from the time that my son was young, because I know my functions and my limits as a woman, if I notice that my son is doing something psychologically, even if my son is not doing it overtly, even if it's psychologically, I confront him about it. We cannot abide the psychological cowardice, thinking that later a psychologist will take care of your child and will bring him back to normal. You as a parent, you are responsible for growing someone who's emotionally mature. That is part of raising a young man, is to make him emotionally accountable for what he does, when he does it. It's not to wait and think it's going to wash and water under the bridge, because then it becomes a habit that he does. In the United States, we know that the cliches, the niggas, we have cliches. And we always say, a woman can't raise a man. Why not? A freaking beast and a monkey can raise a man. A monkey, if you leave a baby with a bunch of monkeys, they will raise that baby. They won't kill the baby, honey. They will raise it. They will raise it like it was a monkey, and they will raise it. So you have those cliches to cut a woman's wrist to make her unable to participate in her own life. It's like they're saying to us, we raise these little boys in our wombs, in our bellies, and no matter what they come out, they're still our children. We raise these little boys in our wombs, but then when they come out, we have no rights to continue to raise them right, to give them logic. A woman without logic cannot raise anything. She cannot even fucking raise flowers, dog. She can't even raise houseplants, my nigga. So let's keep it real. Let's keep it real, because in the USA, the niggas have adopted cliche to cut a woman's hands. Casimir Dorselli says, hi, Belle from Creole, en pile fos. Hi, Casimir. Do you see how he just addressed me? He called me a beautiful Creole. The people in New Orleans, I know that the Europeans have tried to dissolve what the real Creole people are in New Orleans. It's people of my complexion, darker, deeper. We the Creole, we the New Orleans Creole. Don't get caught up in all that light-skinned bullshit. We don't know these people. Those are the biracial people. Those are not Creole. The Creole people are the mixture of the original Americans with the Africans, with the original West Africans, with the Creole, not the mixture of white and Africans. No. People mix in the Creole, folks. You have to understand who we are as the Creole. So he just proved it to you by what he said to me. Sometimes the chat that happens live doesn't come up when after I save it, but this man just says, hi, Belle from Creole, en pile fos. Thank you, my brother. Merci pour cela. So when you're looking at the fruits of these people, because these people are saying they are the hip hop nation and they are flourishing and they're grabbing the bag. But if you're grabbing the bag, why isn't it showing in the manifestation of the clarity of who your children are? Like when I look at Bow Wow, and when you look at the way that these people in the USA, they say, well, you can't raise a man. That's just to dissolve women's power. Like the black man, he will adopt things to break down the African American women. Other men from other nations don't do that. The African American women, I invite you to step away from these black males, these African American males. They have been misprogrammed to destroy you. It's not a war between men and women. It's as a woman, if a man is destroying you, you got to step back. And when you step back, maybe then he can understand how he's destroying you. And maybe then we can begin to heal things and mend things together. As an African-American leader, I say it. And I advise you to really listen to what I'm saying to you as a leader. Because the rest of your leaders will not speak to you in such clarity. They will not show you the steps to healing. Because the more broken you are, the more they can sell to you propaganda. The more broken you are, the more they can sell to you propaganda. You understand? This is not about propaganda. This is about real life situations where you're looking at a young kid like Bow Wow. A young kid like Bow Wow who's supposed to be a young man, but he's still a boy. He's still a kid. And why? Because of the people around him. I'm going to show you how evil and cruel we the humans, we can be so cruel to each other, and we don't understand how the African American people, it's becoming where they want to make it so that every other nations are acting like that towards each other, because the United States, they have packaged this cruelty that the African Americans do to each other. They've packaged it to make it seem like it's all black folks who do it. No, it's not. Because you're packaging it, and because you're spreading it around the world, and because you asking other nations to convert to the Jesus, it's becoming, you want it to become like that. But I'm telling you, the Haitian people, it may seem like a couple of cities are down right now, but the people will resist. You will see, the Haitian people, they will resist that shit. The Haitian people will not let their identity go down in this melting pot. Because at first, the melting pot was just supposed to stay in the territories of the United States. It wasn't supposed to melt every precious metal on the continent. The melting pot wasn't supposed to keep moving to melt down every precious metal on the American continent. We, the descendants of the real Americans, we really counted on our territories to guard us, to safeguard us against these destructions that blacks do to each other, that these African Americans do to each other, and they think it's funny. I'm going to show you something. Stay watching. Listen, please. This is very important for you. Your leaders will not show you this. Look at Bow Wow. Wow. As Bow Wow, look at his mother. Because his mother may believe that there is nothing she can do for her son. She may actually believe that she cannot help her son to become a real man. Because to become a real man is the same process it takes to become a real woman, is to take accountability for your form. The first, you're a woman, you're a man, so you stay in your form. You cannot act like a bird if you're a woman. You cannot act like a bird if you're a man. You cannot act like you're a pit bull in your house if you're a man or a woman. It's like we have to state the first. It's not about man, woman. No, it's just about simple rules to Mother Nature to be accountability for your human form. Because there are other humans who take on animal forms. Do you people understand how deep this is? Like for you, your first duty as a human, as a human woman or a human male, as a human female or a human male, is to take accountability for that vessel, for this womanhood or this manhood. Because there are actual humans who are in such control of it, they leave it and take on other forms. So it's very important because other beings can jump into that vessel. Other things can jump into that vessel and take over this human form. When the people are speaking like the hip hop people, they're this and they've it's no wealth. It's just you've seen all these demonic beings that have jumped into these people. Look at this little girl, this Ayana girl. The demons occupying that little girl. That is not the little girl that man had. But when you're looking at these people, these are people who are possessed with demonic beings, and they don't. And when I say demonic beings, I don't mean it like you hear these YouTube bloggers and stuff. That's not what I mean. That's not what I mean. What I'm saying is these people, they are psychologically broken apart to where they have reached levels of humanity that is beyond humanity. They are reaching into other realms of deficiencies that we, the human animals, we've never seen such manifested deficiencies before. Because you have to understand, in the old days, the old people, they used to kill those. When a baby would come out with deficiencies, the old people 2,000 years, they would kill it. Go do your research. It is in the United States where we are beginning to hear about rights for the handicapped, rights for the people who are coming with physical deformities and manifestations. It is when the Western people came along that we began to hear that way of life. We have to understand that the African American people, they are in the same way of life as the white niggas. It's the same way of life for both of them. So when you see the children of those hip hop people manifest those deficiencies, don't be surprised. It is what the fruit begot. The fruit can only be they can only produce the fruits that they are. Like if you have a tree that is growing up in a bad terrain, it's not going to be sweet mangoes. It's not. For that mango to be sweet, the terrain where the fruit is growing has to be logically with the good, it has to be the right terrain. So when you look at Bow Wow and you look at Bow Wow's mother, and the way she has enabled Bow Wow to be this little boy servant. And then now Bow Wow is coming into his consciousness where he doesn't want to be a boy servant anymore. He wants to be great like Jermaine. But he doesn't understand Jermaine is just serving another boy that he can't see. Bow Wow, the male model that he has, he wants to be a Jermaine. He wants to be great like Jermaine, but what he doesn't understand, his role model, his model is defaulted. If the mold is defaulted, how can Bow Wow go any further? How? So we have a young man, a young male like Bow Wow, and we see the people next to him, the very people he grew up with, the very people he's supposed to trust. And they keep pulling at his emotions every day, every fucking day. I don't feel bad for Bow Wow. It's just to watch it. That the fact that I have to watch it happen, I feel bad for me that I have to watch this shit happen. What the hell do I have business to feel bad for a grown man who's making grown male decisions? It's the fact that the people, when the other people who watch it just like me, they act like they don't see what I see. And that's where the misery is, because the people become aiders and abaters of the misery. They tolerate the fucking misery because they think there is a bag worth it. When you look into these people's bags, what do you see? You got to be honest about what you see when you're looking into these people's bags. So you have a female like the Brat, who's more like a den mama. She's more like, you can tell that this bitch is like the leader of a gang. You can tell that this bitch right here, she can run 20 girls into a house, man, buy her little Walmart cute shit and pimping all these 20 bitches. Yo, the Brat. What a manipulative. You see, some females don't need to have children, because when they have children, their children will take that energy. Their children will have the worst, because your children will actually show the things you did wrong. Your children will actually be a manifestation. Yo, I have had friends of mine go into prayers to break away from the sins of their family. Like for these people's children to be great, they have to redeem and repent all of their daddies and their mama's sins. Like for the Brat to be fertile, to have children. Would you imagine what her children would go through for the sake of who she truly is? When you look at a bitch like the Brat, like what kind of grown bitch at that age is walking around just like her face looking like a clown? The top part is a clown, the bottom part is a retarded male. But it's just a female with just bullshit drawers on. You're not even wrapping your coochie around. You're not even wrapping around your coochie. You're just a female with bullshit drawers. When you look at the Brat, the way she pulls on Bow Wow's emotional strings, my God. And Bow Wow, and they know how to manipulate him. They know how to push his buttons to make him react like a kid. They know how to make him get emotional. Like the Brat, the little comment, she keeps digging into his wound. She keeps making digs. She keeps taking jabs at him. Instead of her to embrace his wanting to go independent, to say, yeah, that's dope, we'll still listen to it and we'll still show you the ropes. We'll still show you how to go independent. We'll still do that. But that's not the energy that Bow Wow is getting, which is why he's acting like that. He's like a little girl trapped. Oh my God. To watch that. And that's what you call entertainment, bitches. Yo, you fucking traumatized me, hoes. Yo, hoes. Either I would roast you, Rose, to find the comedy. The only way I can find the comedy in what the blouse and skirt I just look at is in the roast, man. My God. Bitch. Please, bitch. Please, bitches. Please, bitches. Bow Wow is a suffering kid. I don't know what the hell they did to you when you was young, Bow Wow. You and your mama are going to have to deal with that. But all I can see in this TV show, that's what y'all call a TV show? Where I got to watch the Brat at work. Yo, the Brat is the Brat is the kind of person that you don't want around young girls. The Brat is the kind of person that will have 20 little girls in a fucking van, driving them to Lenox Mall, and they know, yo, today you're going to hit the store, you're going to hit the store, you're going to hit the store, and I want all y'all coming back in here in 15 motherfucking minutes. She knows you can do that shit in 15 minutes, but she say 15 motherfucking minutes. She knows just to walk up the fucking escalator in Lenox Malls, just to wrap up around the places where she's sending them is going to take 15 minutes. But she says it. The Brat is that type of woman that knows what Africa Bombada was doing and that would put salt in these boys' wound and be like, you know what you're going to get out of this. You know this is family. You know you can't betray family. You know what you're doing is wrong, dude. The Brat is that girl that was next to Africa Bombata. Whoa, the Brat. Your character is fucking shitty, bitch. No wonder why you have to look like a clown to make yourself look good. What kind of female is that? Yo, what type of female is you, bitch? Yo, this is a bitch that will play with your child's emotion. This is a bitch. The only way she's going to respect your child is if your child's daddy is paying her way. Then she might protect your child a little bit because Jermaine is paying her way. So she might protect that Jermaine girl, that little Jermaine daughter. That's another derivative. That Jermaine daughter. That's another derivative because she understands what's going on so well that she's keeping her boyfriend away from the way that these people take a young boy and crush his manhood to where he never grows up into a man. The way that, like, if a young boy is growing up, it's not the time for you to make him become emotional. It's the time for you to teach him emotional stability. Not the time for you to make him that way. To where even when he's an adult, he is still an emotional wreck, an emotional mess. Because that's the part of him you accentuated. That's the part of him you played on. My God. The brat. She keeps taking dig, and JD is a bitch ass nigga. No matter what, and that song was sounding good, Bow Wow. Yo, that was nice. But he would never bring himself to say that because he wants to keep Bow Wow like his bitch, like his little bitch. You're supposed to be a father figure, bitch. And this is what you did to this little boy. Hey. The shit these people made me watch. And because I'm reacting like that, I'm wrong. But how about you made me watch it? The shit these African Americans don't make you watch. Yo, one time, I'm on Facebook. And this African American boy who's supposed to be an artist, he posts this skinny, ugly, skinny little white woman, white gal, white thing. He posts this skinny, ugly little white thing that's supposed to be a gal, supposed to be a woman, supposed to be a female. But what I do see is like a walking being, from another dimension. I do have allergies. This is fucking Georgia. Get used to it. So, because of this one African American in my network of friends, that day my eyes saw that little thing, that skinny little thing, all white, all devilish. Oh, this is a being from another. But these African Americans, they'll accept anything from the Europeans, from the white niggas, anything. Just because it's from the white niggas, they'll take it. But they won't take it from an original American like me. They won't take it from an original black like me. Instead, they'll destroy me and them in one part. Okay? So when you're looking at a woman like the brat, that's the kind of woman you have to watch out for. That's the personality. When you see a woman with that type of personality towards younger people, younger children, you better watch out for that bitch. And you better keep that bitch away from what you call yours. Any type of personality like the brat, keep them away from your children. And I'm telling you, this is a bitch that was traumatized herself. And she thinks it's okay. She thinks it's okay to treat Bow Wow like that. She thinks that's what it means to be helpful or to keep a family together. Or you betraying the family. She's making him feel such guilt. She's to where, like, for Bow Wow to succeed, he has to really be a done dada, my nigga. He has to be the done dada. Because he has to get to a point where these ain't nothing to him. Where, like, for him to succeed, he might have to be enemies with them because of the way that they treat him, the shades, the guilt trip. That's not even necessary. He didn't go against no Jermaine. It's not like he tried. All he wants is independence. Why can't you teach him? Why can't you aid him? Why can't you be that distribution? Why can't you be that marketing? Instead, oh my God, the game. Why didn't Jermaine groom Bow Wow to become an independent mogul? Why did he groom him to stay under him as a little bitch? That goes too much to say about Jermaine. Look at his little daughter running. Look at that little daughter. This growing up hip hop. This growing up hip hop is showing so much about these adult males who say they're doing great. These adult males, they say they got the bag, but we can see so much destruction. All Bow Wow wants to do is to make JD proud. All he wants to do is to be great. Where is Bow Wow's mother, man? Bow Wow, the brat, is an hater. And do you know what they're nurturing him? It's like they want to control him and they want to make him jealous. Everything they do is to try to make him jealous. Like when he works with Usher, he throws things at him. Like you can see the way that they tag on him to keep him emotional, to keep him like a jealous little boy. Even though he's fighting, he's trying to rise above that jealous little boy status that they used to manipulate. But they still want to keep him there. The brat used. I cannot kick you out of the woman kingdom. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do what the coward males do and go call themselves females when things go wrong. You're still a female. I just don't know what type of female you are, bitch. God damn it, the brat. God damn it, bitch. What type of female is you, bitch? Golly. Bow Wow. I want to see how you come out of this one because obviously Jermaine is not going to groom you to be an independent male. He wants you under him. He wants you to be a little bitch. And the fact that I can see that's what growing up hip hop is. That's what it is for you, Bow Wow. I don't know how you're going to come out of this, Bow Wow. I don't know. I think I talk about all of them as far as what I think of this TV show, Growing Up Hip Hop. This TV show, Growing Up Hip Hop, is telling too much about how sour the hip-hop nation is. The hip-hop tree is sour. It's self-destructive. For that little girl to want love, and I'm back to Ayana, for Ayana to not know what motherly love is, and for her to want it so bad, to not only attack her father continuously, but for her to cut herself. And the bitch is not even courageous enough to cut herself. She got to go to a licensed criminal to say, cut me, bitch, cut me. Bitch, cut me here. Bitch, cut me there. Bitch, cut me anywhere. What sick individuals, what sick fruits of dropping off the hip-hop tree. And these folks say they are blessed and they say they got the bag. When I look into your bag, all I see are dysfunctional summer bitches. And that's why I love Lil Wayne, because that Reginae, honey, that Reginae is the only together. That Reginae. That's the only. And I love you, and I'm proud of you, girl. That's the only together. Reginae is the only together child that I've seen come out of this hip-hop tree. And that's because she got the Haitian blood in her. She's that Creole girl. Because sometimes, even when the defaults, even when they're around you, if your blood is good, they can't fuck with you. They can't penetrate. You can't get as foolish as they are because your blood is going to remind you of your status each and every time. Your blood is going to let you know who you are. And it's going to reflect in how you treat yourself. You see how she treats herself? She treats herself like she's an adult, and she is. She takes herself seriously, and she is. I like her. I really, really like Reginae. She's the only young woman in this growing up hip-hop bullshit that is a solid woman. That Reginae girl. Reginae, good for you, girl. She's mature. And don't play with Reginae like little Brenda. Reginae will... Reginae knows how to punish a bullshit nigga. Had it been up to Reginae, that little Brendan would not even come back on this set. And Reginae would have been right. Brendan didn't deserve no favor from Miss Deb. Brendan was ready to destroy Miss Deb. He was getting ready to make Miss Deb appear as if Miss Deb was evading him and running away from him and not picking up the phone and abandoning him and like he had been there for her. And so he was getting ready to pull bags, to pull receipts on Miss Deb. Okay, so Reginae was the only person who put that little lame bitch where he belonged. Reginae knows things, okay? That's the one kid from the hip-hop tree that I can say for sure, that's a woman. And that's Reginae. And that's my review on the whole, not just this season, the whole entire, because I had to go and grab a couple of Simmons out their pockets. They can't even come back on TV. That's how nasty inside they are. They can't even come back on reality TV. Even reality TV that is made up, they can't even come back. So like I said, These YouTube streets, they're not Hollywood streets. A lot of YouTubers have burning desires to be in Hollywood. A lot of YouTubers have burning desires to be in network TV. And they are beginning to treat YouTube like they treat network life. People like me in these YouTube streets, I don't want to see that shit from y'all little niggas. Chill with that motherfucking shit. Y'all little homosexuals mostly who do it, along with the beta females. It's like a club of homosexuals and beta bitches. And you people think you can do with these YouTube streets the same thing that your compatriots, your fellow beta bitch and homosexual club, the same shit you do in Hollywood. This is not Hollywood. And I compare it to the same shit y'all bitches do with karaoke. Karaoke is supposed to be with people who love to sing in the shower, and finally we can do it in public, you know. People who are not professionals. But we see when you go to karaoke nowadays, it's a bunch of professional bitches who think they belong on some stage. And I think so too, bitch. If I had a stage, I'd give it to you. So don't come and fuck up karaoke for me. Because if I had a stage, I'd give it to you. If I had a network, I'd open it to you. So don't come and fuck up YouTube for me. Chill with that shit. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Abonnez à mon chaîne. What is it? Ma chaîne? Abonnez à cette chaîne. I guess it's ma chaîne. You subscribe to my channel. I welcome all of you. This is where we discuss logic. Nowhere else on YouTube is logic, and this is dropping comedy, dropping lot. Nobody else is doing that. A lot of you keep listening to these beta males on YouTube who just seek attention. These people never got breastfed by their mamas. All they want is attention. And these are the people who destroy womanhood. They destroy femininity because they have a lot of female followers, and they're giving females advice. They don't even know how to be men, but they want to tell females what to be. They want to criticize and but they don't know how to be men themselves. They are a bunch of emotional wrecks. At any moment, they start screaming. You ever watch those YouTube males, and anything that happens, they start going, "Well, I told you so. I told you what I..." You ever watch these emotional train wrecks who are supposed to be men? So there's nowhere else where the logic is being dropped like this, real logic. So invite your friends, invite others, share these lives. I'm going to go, guys. Again, this was my review for Growing Up Hip Hop, all the seasons. And these children, these dysfunctional beings, like we finally got to meet a psychotherapist, because I'm sure a whole lot of them, they need psychotherapy. So, Miss Deb, I'm so glad you got rid of that. And, you know, you can still be a mother to him, but you don't got to let him suck you and juice you. And I'm glad you put your foot down and stop that drama. And that's exactly what these males do. They love to drag queen females, like, in the drama. And that's what they do. So I'm glad Miss Deb stopped that before it started. And that's how you deal with that. Okay? Guys, I do thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for stopping by. I really have been wanting to do a review of this Growing Up Hip Hop. These children need help. They need help. Stop putting your dysfunctional motherfuckers on TV, taking limelight away from real motherfuckers with real talent. Basically, that's what I'm telling y'all niggas. Y'all niggas is getting out of line. So, matter of fact, I don't watch the TV. I watch reruns of this shit. So basically, if you really want to reflect great energy, you really want to reflect that the hip hop people are really doing great. Stop putting these dysfunctional mental defectives on television and calling them your children and expecting us to look at them and not see how dysfunctional you are and not see that this is the fruit of your labor.